Welcome to the Vault Excel. Happy holidays, everyone. Hope you all are well. Please be safe shopping the next couple of days. Beware of your faculties and your surroundings. This commentary is coming out of Hawaii. Akusitino Noga Jr. has been accused of assaulting a Moana Lua High School associate athletic director, leading to criminal charges. Noga was seen in a video punching Natalie Iwamoto, the associate athletic director, after a basketball game earlier this month. The incident left Iwamoto on the ground for more than 10 minutes. Noga is scheduled to appear in court for restraining order hearing. Let's hear what they have to say, everybody. KITV is the source.
With new details about the man accused of assaulting a high school athletic director. And we do want to warn you, the video that we are about to show could be disturbing to some of our viewers. Now, the man, identified as Agustino Nonga Jr., is seen punching an associate athletic director at Moana Lua High School after a basketball game that happened earlier this month. Now, the video now resulting in criminal charges. Nonga is set to appear in court tomorrow for a restraining order hearing, and tonight we have new video showing some of the moments leading to that physical assault. Our Kristen Concilio has our top story tonight.
An off-duty 350-pound corrections officer seen punching Moana Lua's associate athletic director Natalie Iwamoto in the face, knocking her to the ground where she remained for more than 10 minutes.
It's appalling, it's horrific. These kinds of things cannot happen anywhere on our campus or anywhere for that matter.
After the assault, Iwamoto said in her petition for a temporary restraining order against Agustino Nonga Jr. that her attacker demonstrated a chilling lack of remorse, saying she deserved it as his wife stands over her, pacing back and forth.
We have seen an increasing and escalating environment of violence that involve school employees in particular, like in this case, or other government employees.
In a new video released by Iwamoto's attorney, you can hear the couple heckling referees at a December 4th basketball game. Nonga at one point screaming, "White ref, you suck."
Coaches, our referees, those that support our student athletes, we definitely need them. If we don't have them, we won't have student athletics.
Iwamoto says that Nonga, who is nearly 3 times her size, made death threats because he was angry by the officiating at the game, raising concerns about the safety of public school personnel. And it's an alarming pattern across Hawaii and the nation.
Sadly, it's the world that we're living in, and greater steps have to be taken to either protect people or to increase the criminal penalties. It's very unfortunate in today's world that such incidents happen, but our big concern really today is the aftermath.
Court records show that Nonga has at least 3 previous convictions, including harassment and disorderly conduct. Kristen Concilio, Island News.
Okay.
Randall, why is the water
So
white?
this makes no sense. If he's an off-duty corrections officer, how does he have charges? Help me understand. Makes no sense. Let's get a little more background, everybody. Welcome to the Vault Excel. Hope you all are well. We're going to talk about the Christmas season, despite this nonsense going on in Hawaii. I hate to talk about, happy things with negative things, but this is crazy. I think I should have titled this under my "You're Crazy America," because this action is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Hold on, let's see. Does he go to court? Okay, we're going to bring you an update as well, because he goes to court, I think, February 9th of 2026, pertaining to the said charges. But this is another update.
Director, now banned for life from all DOE campuses. The school superintendent served Agustino Nonga Jr. with a trespassing notice while he appeared in district court today, facing his alleged victim and scores of her supporters. Now, that violence from earlier this month, that was caught on camera, and it led to criminal charges. But today's hearing was for a temporary restraining order. Our Kristen Concilio was at that hearing. Kristen, this was a full house.
It was, and lately it was an intense scene when Nonga, a corrections officer, and his wife entered the courthouse in front of roughly 100 people supporting the alleged victim. Natalie Iwamoto broke down in tears walking out of a courtroom to clapping from her supporters, athletic directors, trainers, and coaches from across the state after she was granted a TRO against Agustino Nonga Jr., the man accused of punching her in the face after a December 4th game.
These kinds of actions cannot be tolerated anywhere with schools.
With the help of sheriff deputies, school superintendent Keith Hayashi also served Nonga and his wife Jamie Lee with a lifetime public school ban to send a strong message to stop the violence.
This particular situation, though, with the egregiousness of the behavior that happened, definitely calls for a permanent statewide ban on all viewing property.
As they walked past the line of Iwamoto supporters, the couple ignored questions about the attack.
Nonga, do you feel any remorse for hitting Natalie Iwamoto?
Mrs. Nonga, do you have anything to say to the public?
In her petition for a TRO, Iwamoto claims Nonga told her she got what she deserved. Nonga was carrying his young child in the courtroom alongside his wife, both agreeing to stay away from Iwamoto for 3 years, including her home and workplace. As Iwamoto stood with her attorneys, Nonga asked the judge for a photo of her, saying he didn't even know what she looked like.
Can we get a photo of them? I don't know who these people are. So.
Okay, so I'm not going to order that.
Increasing acts of brutality has
Man, it's
sports
crazy.
officiants on edge, hoping for change.
We're on the receiving end of parents' abuse and spectators' abuse. Sports are there to help change kids' lives. Sports are there to help guide us, but definitely not at the expense of, like, Nat's life was on the line, and that's, like, there's just zero toleration for that.
The DOE is working with school principals and athletic directors on increasing security at sporting events. Now, Nonga is scheduled to face a criminal court hearing in February. He's now free after posting $15,000 bond. Kristen Concilio, Island News.
All right, everybody. Weigh in, everybody. Lifetime ban for the school district. They cannot, he and his wife, go to any events, go on school property anywhere, assumingly great state of Hawaii. 3-year restraining order to stay away from this woman, the school itself where she works, her workplace. I'm assuming they have a school district, Department of Education campuses. They cannot go to any Department of Education campuses. They have been banned for life. How do you all feel about that decision? I think it's the best decision, because my thing is people are getting passes. The fact that he's a corrections officer, he already has other charges or incidents with disorderly conduct. I'm assuming just like what he did at this game, him and his wife, they're yelling at the referees, calling the man out because he's white. This is bad. This is really bad. And they followed these people to their cars because the athletics director, she walked the referees. I don't know what she thought she was going to do because she's a woman, but obviously they felt like these people were going to try to do something. And that's exactly what happened. The wife and husband with their small baby followed these referees out, I guess, of the school. And that's where I had to watch the video carefully, set the child down because I thought the child was already on the ground walking. And they stumbled over the baby to hit this woman. He stumbled over this baby to hit her. This is crazy to me. Your own kid, a toddler. You're going to stumble over your own kid to punch a woman, 300 plus pounds, big old burly guy hitting a thin Hawaiian woman. What the hell is wrong with you? This is crazy. And the wife, she's right there advocating. So both of you are banned. How about that? So I'm assuming they went to this game to watch maybe their child or relative play. Well, guess what? You won't be going to any more games. You won't be even going to any events pertaining to your children. And you have a small child who obviously is going to be going to school in the school district. Well, how are they going to register their kid in school? Stay woke, everybody. Oh, you didn't think about that, did you? While you're punching some woman who had nothing to do with the referee's decisions during the game, you're going to punch her Not a man, but you punched a woman who didn't have anything to do with what happened during the game, to my knowledge. That's a coward move. It's a cowardly move. It's a coward move even to hit a man just because you're disagreeing with the decisions made during the game, the calls made during the game. It is what it is. People watch sports every day. We don't have to agree with the referee's decision in football, basketball, other sports, but you don't have a right to follow them out of the game and assault them. So hell yeah, they need to be banned from all school properties, events. And they're not thinking, because they have children, which they had that small baby with them in court. You're not even going to be able to register your kid in school. You're not going to be able to see your kid in functions at the school. So what are you going to do? Homeschool your kid for 17 years. Stay woke, everybody. You're going to now have to homeschool your kid because your kid is not going to have the luxury of going to school functions and not have their parents come to the events. So your child is not going to be able to, if it's a little girl, participate in ballet, anything, school musicals, nothing, because of your poor decision making. So see, this is what happens when you don't use your brain and you overreact. They had no business following those people out of there, out of the building. And now this has caused you and your children permanent harm, repercussions rather. You can't go to any school functions, and your child, I mean, you can't even register your child in school. You can't even go to the building and register your child for school, preschool, regular school, nothing. Parent-teacher conference, nothing. Now just imagine these two going to the school if the teacher has something to tell them about their kid that's negative. Well, little Johnny's not doing well in class. Little Susie's not doing well. She's falling asleep. They'll knock the teacher out. Not my baby. That's not my kid. Boom, 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 boom. Knock you down. What a travesty. But we have people who are unhinged. And the fact that he's a corrections officer, I'm surprised that you all have any inmates. Let's talk about that. Is he going to get fired from his job? Possibly so. Because now they're going to wonder what he's doing on his job dealing with inmates. He don't like what you're saying. He don't like the way you look today. Boom, boom, boom. Knock you out. Put you in a headlock. Choke you out. There'll probably be an investigation into the correction facility that he works for. Hey, do we have anybody that's popped up dead? Yeah, we're going to keep it real. Anybody choked out? Anybody sent to the infirmary on his watch? He's a big bully, 300-pound plus bully, who now has caused himself, his wife, family, major repercussions. And see, this is what happens when people act out. They don't think about others. They didn't even think about their own children. Big old burly man trampling over a toddler. The baby was about 1 year old. You can see the baby down on the ground. Just trample the baby to hit a woman. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to share that content to my, because I had already shared it. The other day, but I'm going to share both of these videos in case you want to see it for yourself. Just sick. Very, very sick. Well, 5 days and counting until Christmas. Are you all ready for the holiday season? Has everyone done his or her shopping? Anybody out there, 6 people listening? Are you all done with your Christmas shopping? That's what I wanted to talk to you all about. 2, Christmas. Your Christmas shopping. How many of you have started not started, didn't have enough money. I have a view of the mall, living in the mall, and I can see everything going on. The mall is packed. These people are spending their money, honey. I wish I had the money they were spending in there. We'll play a little Christmas music for you guys. Are you all in the festive season? All this mischief and mayhem with everybody. It's just very, very sad. Very, very sad. But to lighten the load, I decided to play a little Christmas jazz and ask you all how your Christmas shopping has been going. Have you bought everything you want? Are there some things you're still looking for? Or are you not even going to celebrate the holiday with gift giving? Weigh in, everybody. Let me know what you got going on. I haven't done any Christmas shopping. I'm going to do all my giving to Queen on Monday. That's my day that I'm going to get out and look for me something. I still haven't bought the Keurig. I'm going to, I might order one online. I went in Walmart the other night, night before last, and the Keurigs, oh Lord, they're back to, they raised the price since Black Friday. They're $50, the Keurigs, and they didn't have any special colors either. Red, don't want red. Black, don't want black. I didn't go around the side of the end caps to see if they had some Keurigs, marked down on the side end caps. I didn't go around the side. I'll go back on the website and look again. Then I'll look over at Target and see what they're talking about. If not, I don't see anything by tomorrow. I'll just order something. I'll order me one online, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a Keurig, because I really don't believe in paying a lot of money for a coffee maker. That's just me personally. I just don't. And the one color they had is the same color similar to the one I had 4 years ago when you all were kind enough to send me Christmas donations for the Keurig. It's the same mint green blue color. I don't really want that color. I don't really know what I want. I thought about the green. I thought about the green might be nice, something different. Because as I told you all, my kitchen is gray. And silver handles. And then my little canisters are clear glass with black tops. Then I got that big jar I showed you all on the community page. It has a black lid with a diamond handle knob. So I need some color in there. I don't know. I told you all I saw a coffee maker online a few weeks ago. It was cream. It's a cream color. But now that I look in this kitchen, I don't know if that cream would go well. I need a pop color, I think. That green might go well. Although I've got some turquoise cutlery items hanging up under the cabinets. A can opener and a bottle opener. They're turquoise. And they, and I've got blue in that picture over the sink. I don't know about the green and the turquoise going together. Anywho, that's the latest, everybody. Are you all done Christmas shopping? That's what I want to know. How many of you are done shopping? What have you bought? Are you going to be buying anything lavish for anyone, yourself? Are you disgusted? Did you have enough time? Do you have enough money? Money always seems to be the problem for most people. Not having enough money to buy what you want, especially if you have children. I can see that being a problem. I feel sorry for anybody with kids, I tell you, because things are higher. Children are wanting more savvy tech items, like speakers and cell phones. And I really don't believe in spending a lot of money for children when it comes to electronics. That's just me. I don't believe in buying an expensive phone. You think about a phone costs more than a PlayStation. You know, PlayStation is running about what, $400 or so. That's still a lot of money because you got to pay tax on that thing. And I think Americans don't really think about tax. And I live in a state where the tax is very high. Okay, we're like what, 9.25. So you multiply 9.25 or so on $400. It's a lot of money just for a game system. And then you got kids that have the audacity to say, I want an iPhone. Well, you must want a job. That's queen. You must want a job. Because I'm not buying no child no iPhone. That's out. I don't give a damn. There is no way. You get nobody $1,000 for no damn cell phone. It's crazy as hell. And then a young kid at that, you know, younger children have phones now, 10-year-old, 11-year-olds. I can't see paying $1,000 for a child a phone. Kids drop their phone, they leave it places just like adults, because everybody's walking around with their phone in their hand, which is a faux pas. This is why people drop their phones, because you're carrying it around all the damn time in your hand. It slips, it falls, it drops. Now the screen is cracked. You don't have a protector. Now imagine $1,000 down the drain plus tax, and you just cracked your phone. You know how many people I see walking around with cracked phones? Yeah, you know why they don't have a new phone? Because I guess they don't have the money to go buy it, or they're not thinking to take it and get it repaired. I don't know how much it costs to, repair those screens, but probably a little bit cheaper than $1,000. It's just crazy. But let's talk about that. Spending a lot of money for certain types of gifts for children. Now, I will say, growing up, I had very nice Christmases. I can't even say that I did not as a child. I had everything a child could want growing up until about the age of 11. My gifts were grand, but we didn't have all this tech savvy stuff back in the 70s, early 80s. So, boom, 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 fast forward 40 years, 50 years, the items are more expensive. Cell phones, gadgets, electronics, speakers, things that, young people like, and even some adults. But I just don't believe in spending hundreds and thousands of dollars for things that a child may not even be responsible for. Because you've heard of children games going missing. Their friends come over, games are $50 a pop or more. Now, boom, there's a game missing. Well, that's money out of your pocket. Because now somebody's come in your house and stole your children's games. Because, kids steal. Grown-ups still too. And you do have grown-ups who, play the PlayStation or whatever, and they might have some friends over still, but that's different. A child situation, who wants to spend all this money on a PlayStation and games, and you come in and your kid is like, oh, my game, I got 2 or 3 games missing. Boom, there you go. Now you're out of a couple $100 on some games. It's pretty bad. iPhone, same thing. Spending a lot of money for a cell phone. Children are careless. Do you really want to be spending a lot of money for a cell phone? I just don't believe in that. I just don't believe in that. Now, you want to get your kid a phone? There's nothing wrong with that. But I would not personally be spending a lot of money for a expensive cell phone. Nah, not queen. I like this little music. It's really nice. YouTube's got some nice music. And I like to put it on the TV screen, you know what I mean? And let the little music play in the background. Because I usually stay in my bedroom and watch television. So I can't have this big TV here in the living room playing too loud, because then it'll drown out the sound of the TV in my bedroom. But I like seeing the Christmas decoration on the TV and the light music playing in the background. It's really, really nice. So nice. It is nice. But yeah, that case out of Hawaii, that was a terrible case. And I pray that there's justice for this lady, that she gets justice, because that man didn't have any right putting his hands on her. And the fact that, like I said, they trampled over their own kid to hit this lady. I mean, people need to get it together. You know, I get it. We all can have bad moments where we lash out, we say things we don't have any business, but when you're to the point where you're following people out of a building to harass them, bully them, and then you put your hands on them. And I'm just sitting here looking like, why did he hit a woman? You're angry with the referees, but you hit the woman, the athletics director, so associate director. That's crazy. Prayers for her. I pray that she's okay emotionally. I'm sure she's very upset still, probably fearful for her life. And another thing I meant to mention after that commentary played, the fact that he asked the judge for her photos. He said, I don't know what these people, he said, I don't know who these people are. May I have a picture? I thought, what do you need a picture for? Her picture is all over the news. Go get it off the internet. What the F? The hell you need her picture for? This just lets you know this man is crazy. You're going to ask a judge, can you get a photo of a woman you hit? Now, yes, it was dark outside, but you saw her in the gymnasium where it was light. You followed her out, you and your wife. You know exactly what she looks like. And she was standing not even but a couple of feet from you in the courtroom. Because when you look at the court hearing, you can see her with her lawyer standing between her lawyers. And then over to, I guess it'd be the right side of the courtroom, it's the defendant. And they're holding the baby. And you can see them all standing in a straight line. And I'm like, okay, why do you need a photo of her? She's standing feet away from you in the courtroom. I don't even know why they had them that close together in court. I would have told the judge, I would prefer to be on a monitor in a separate room. I don't want to come in the courtroom with this heathen. No, thank you. And you see, when they came out the courtroom, they were asking he and the wife, how do you feel about this and that? They didn't have anything to say. This man he's a demon. He's a 300 pound plus demon. He and the wife, she's a demon too, two demons together. And the sad part is they are somebody's parent, because I'm assuming that's the reason why they were at the basketball game, was to watch maybe their child play. And I feel sorry for any child who has to be under the direction of these two heathens, because they have no remorse whatsoever for hitting this lady. They have no remorse. And then their behavior during the game, heckling the referees and making, derogatory comments. And then the fact that they're somebody's parent. And what about the children? The children are going to suffer the most because they're not thinking long term. You are not allowed now on the property of any school on the island. Nowhere, nothing. So you can't take your kids to the school. You can't pick your kids up to the school. You can't go to school functions. So see, they've hurt themselves and their children. But this is what happens when you're stupid and you don't have any damn common sense and you're impulsive. You've just harmed your children. You can't go into school. You can't watch your children play in sports, activities, plays, functions. Like I said, parent-teacher meetings. You can't do nothing. Your kid now has to get somebody else to take them to the school. Somebody else is going to have to enroll them. You're not even going to be able to even go to the administration building to talk to anyone about anything, because you have a lifetime ban that you cannot go on any Department of Education properties, buildings. That's bad. But I do not feel sorry for these people, because they put themselves in a situation by hitting that woman. So that's on them. And now their kids got to pay the piper too, because of their stupid, foolish parents. It's ridiculous. So what's new, everybody? Nobody's commenting about the Christmas shopping. Nobody's telling me if they're enjoying Christmas shopping, if they're enjoying the Christmas season. Are some of you happy this Christmas season? Depressed? Lonely? Need more money? Like to have more money? Would you like to travel this Christmas season? Travel abroad or in the United States? Are you not able to go see your family members Is it possible that some of you are not even getting along with your family? Talk to the queen, honey. Tell me what's going on. I noticed there was some information pertaining to the Epstein files that they're saying at least 500 documents or something were blacked out. So my thing is this: what is the point in allegedly releasing these documents if some of the information is redacted? Then there's no point. They even said there's a picture of Bill Clinton half naked in a pool or something with a woman or something. I thought, oh Lord, mercy, Jesus. And I also have been seeing pictures of Mr. Trump with Mr. Epstein and photographs at events or wherever. My thing is, if you're not going to release the whole shebang of the documents, then there's no point in even talking about it anymore. Now, I can get it. Pictures and things will be redacted, blacked out of certain young women at the time, as to preserve their privacy. But I don't know what's blacked out. And some are going to wonder, then what's the point? Talking about it. How do you all feel about the burn cage pertaining to David? The burn cage that was in the box left behind at the rental home in LA. As I had said to you all before in my commentary the other day, I think that cage was meant for Celeste. I believe he didn't have time. Perhaps the tour was last minute, or he had not allotted his time properly to what he was going to do with this young girl's body, or remains rather. And I believe he or somebody he knows ordered that burn cage, and it was for her. That's what I think. Just like him putting her body in the Tesla. He knew all about it, as some people were saying. He knew all about that girl being in that Tesla. He knew this girl. So it doesn't matter to me if he's the one that unalived her, dismembered her, froze her, however you want to word it, put her in the Tesla. He has knowledge, as they always say, guilty knowledge. He has guilty knowledge of what happened to Celeste Rivas Hernandez. He knows all about what happened to her. There's no way he does not know. Now, I read maybe 2 days ago, or maybe it was yesterday, that Nick Reiner, the son of Michelle and Rob Reiner, God rest their souls, that he's schizophrenic. I believe TMZ has reported this information. Well, it still doesn't matter. We have 2 dead people. So schizophrenic, drug addict, whatever, these people are gone. Now, somebody might say, well, this would be a good defense for him. Well, he's not going to get out. It won't matter if he is diagnosed schizophrenic. The point is his parents are dead. And he's not going to walk free. I don't see a California jury allowing him to walk free at some point in life after butchering both of his parents. These people's necks, throats were slit by their own son. So drug-induced, alcohol-induced, schizophrenic, I could care less. The point is they're dead. And he's had a drug problem for years. And common sense will tell you, people who are mentally ill do not need to be given drugs or alcohol, because naturally it's going to have an adverse effect. And frankly, a person who's schizophrenic can easily harm a person because they're listening to voices in their head, and they don't have to be on drugs or alcohol, but they're mentally delayed. They have voices telling them what to do. They're paranoid. Now, I'm sure there's some people who are schizophrenic that are not violent, have not been violent. But the point is, if you have somebody else in your head telling you to do something, you can't ever say that a schizophrenic person would not harm a person, because we have seen many crimes that were violent crimes and they ended up in homicide. The people were schizophrenic. And as I said, drugs don't help a schizophrenic person, bipolar, alternate personality, whichsoever. Drugs definitely don't help. Alcohol don't help. But when you're dealing with people trying to make money, they don't care that you're schizophrenic or you have a mental problem. They just want your money. They got the drugs, you got the money, they don't care. They're not dealing with you long enough to be worried about you being schizophrenic. And I'm wondering now, the people who've given him drugs over the years, did they even know he was mentally ill? But like I said, do they care? Hell no. This is a tragedy. These two people losing their lives. And as someone put in their video title, kindness. These two people died by being kind to their son. Exactly. And I think it's interesting that the daughter said, once she found her parents and talked to law officials, she mentioned her brother as being a suspect, potential suspect. And those were her words. He's dangerous. So I'm wondering what he was doing or had done for his own sister, Romy, to say that about her brother. Oh, you need to look at my brother, Nick. He's dangerous. So see, that right there is not good. The fact that she's saying this after the fact, and she found her parents unalive. And I'm sure this young lady is beside herself. It's the holidays. We're just coming out of Thanksgiving. Christmas is in 5 days. And she has lost both of her parents, she and her brother, the other brother. This is horrific. And then to know that your own brother, your other brother, has unalived your parents. And it's no telling what stories these other two kids can tell us about the parents and dealing with him and their relationship with their brother over the years. It's probably not good. And these people are like a lot of people. They didn't want to shun their son, turn him away, leave him out there to fend for himself. But look at the end result. I had somebody comment on my channel the other day that they want their grown children out of their house, but they're afraid of something happening to them. And I thought that was scary reading that one of my own viewers is afraid to put her own children out of her house for the fear that they would retaliate against her. But see, this is what I have always said about dealing with violent people, dangerous people, volatile people. You are taking a chance once you see them react. If they hit you, pushed you, punched you, cursed you, it's more than once. What's going to change? Now you counter in if they have a mental issue, they have a drug, alcohol issue. What's going to be the end result? How long is this party going to go on? You coddling a mentally ill, deranged human being. These people are dead and they died viciously. And the sick part, besides the unaliving of these two individuals, when they arrested Nick, he was getting high when the police approached him. They said he was smoking something when they approached him. So he probably had been geeked up for 24 hours, just getting high, getting high, getting high. The party the day before, he was acting strange at Conan O'Brien's party, or whomever party it was. Acting strange, they said, looking at the guests strange. He could have retaliated there, pulled out a knife and started stabbing people. So this is bad. I hate to say this, but we have a lot of people walking around right now who are mentally ill and they have no business being on their own. But that's the flip side. Even if they were in a facility, even if they were in a home, a group home, it's not to say they wouldn't flip out on that person or persons or somebody else living in the house. It's a catch-22. You damned if you do, you damned if you don't. And if the person is strong, they could put a person in a chokehold if they couldn't find a weapon or something to use to hurt, a staff member, another person in a mental hospital. It's all the same. They're violent. And the voices are telling them, God knows what. Go get a weapon. He's the enemy. She's the enemy. They're out to get you. And they follow suit. Now, if this information is true about Nick being schizophrenic, when was he diagnosed? And what had he been doing on the parents' property? There's no way he'd be living with me, because there's information that he was homeless in different cities here in the United States. So what would make them take him back into their home? I'm curious. Maybe the children will give that information. I have heard that the children have spoken out. I have not read, their commentary on what they said, but I did read briefly in the title that they have spoken out. This is just a messed up situation. And as I said, we have a lot of people walking around mentally ill. They live on their own. They have apartments. They go to school. They're college students. They're adults. They're elderly. They're homeless. You have a lot of homeless people who are mentally ill and probably schizophrenic, and they're just roaming around. And really, the sad part about life is you're just waiting for the pop off. That's right. You're waiting for the pop off. God forbid you're on a train, bus, going in a school, coming out of a school, going in a park. You keep hearing all these same stories, stabbing people on trains and buses, stabbing them on the platform of a train platform. The woman that was from California visiting New York, she's in the bathroom changing her baby, and this lunatic comes in there, a woman, and starts stabbing her while she's changing her kid. And she and her husband both work for the sheriff's department out in California. And luckily they were able to subdue her in Macy's until authorities came. See, you don't know where you're going to be when something bad happens. Get hurt by another human being. You know it's bad when you can't even go use the restroom, a public restroom. And then this was a female stabbing another female. But this woman had some issues. If you go to her Facebook page, you can see she's deranged. She's detached from reality. The first few, pages and posts is full of TV shows, and you could tell she's not wrapped up. She lives in an alternate world, an imaginary world. And it's sad to say, but a lot of things that people post on their pages gives you an idea of the person you're dealing with. Some people show a lot of memes. Some people show a lot of funny videos, TV shows, things going on in the community, violence as far as whatever. I show an assortment of things on my community page here on YouTube, and also Newsbreak, and on my own Facebook page. It's mixed. I put breaking news, things going on in the community, so people can be aware of what's going on. Some of it's happy, some of it's sad. National events, breaking news, and then I might put up something happy. Picture of somebody famous getting married or an anniversary. It's mixed. But whenever you see a person's page, it's full of death and doom. It's all negative. It's all violence. They're letting you know what their thought process is. And that's somebody you need to be leery of, rather. And this woman had just got out of a mental facility hospital the morning she stabbed that lady in the Macy's bathroom. And she had told the judge she didn't want to go back to a mental hospital. But honey, that's where you need to be. Unless you want to go to a jail, take your pick. But what's the difference? You've now stabbed a lady. So you're going to get some time either in a mental facility or a jail. Both are the same if you ask me. You're confined. You can't go anywhere. You don't have any privileges. But that's the road she chose by stabbing this lady. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, the lady did not pass away. I think she just got stabbed in her arms. But the sad part is she had her baby with her, changing her child. And I believe the baby, fell to the floor. Thank God the baby wasn't injured. Because you got to remember, this is a bathroom stall or a bathroom area where this lady is being stabbed and she drops her kid. So the baby could have been trampled on, in the midst of the scuffle and the assault. We have some crazy people out here. This is why I always tell you on this network, you can't ever say what will and won't happen to you. And this goes for relationships, courtships, dealing with people you think you know, people you just met, people you do know, allegedly. Because in the end, you don't know anybody. People turn on people every day. Family, friends, associates, neighbors, strangers. You don't know people. We use blind trust every day. You let somebody come in to do work inside of your house, on your property. The cable guy comes in to fumble around with your outlets, your cords, to check your TV, your cable box. You don't know him. You get people to come do work on the house. You don't know those guys. I don't care if they came highly recommended. I don't care if your neighbor used them. You still don't know them. Somebody could recommend somebody to cut your grass. You still don't know him either. It could be a child, a teenager. You still don't know them. Because every day we hear horrible stories of people harming people. And there's always going to be somebody that's going to rally and say, oh, he's a good guy. She's a good lady. They didn't act like that with me. I didn't know that about them. Well, because you didn't know them. And we use blind trust in dealing with people, bringing them into our homes, our cars, our beds. It's all the same. And a lot of times we've seen violence by these people and we still deal with them when we know we should not be dealing with them because they could pop off at any given moment. And I have to tell myself that because I have shared, instances of dealing with people on this network, and I have foolishly gone back in, dealing with the people, trying to rectify something that ain't right and probably never gonna be right. And then I have to tell myself, well, you've wasted a lot of years, you know what I'm saying, dealing with a person. Why are you still trying to deal with somebody who obviously is jacked up? So I have to check myself, I have to check myself. This is why I try to help others. Please, when you see the signs, they're violent, they're rude, they're arrogant, nasty mouth, pop off, leave them alone. You don't want to end up a news story when you could have just walked away. Now, the flip side of that is the person still keeps coming around. They start bothering you, stalking you, calling you, showing up at your home, your car, your job, whatever. Now that's a new problem. Now you got to get the law enforcement involved. But I say if you see the signs early on, you just pray that this person will go away and get them some business. But this is the reason why a lot of people are not here today, because they didn't take heed. They kept dealing with the people. And then sadly, some did walk away, and the person decided they were not going to allow this person to turn their backs on them, and they've hurt them or unalived them. But this is the Christmas season. Queen's got a little jazz playing for your entertainment. I wanted this to be a happy live, but I still wanted to get this story out about this Hawaii debacle that took place at a school. And once again, prayers for this athletics director, associate director. I pray that she gets counseling, that she does not live in fear of this man and woman, and that I pray that justice is served on this man and woman, this man for punching her. And I can't give them a pass. I know we're supposed to forgive, but how can you forgive somebody punching you in your damn face? You ain't about to forgive them that day or the next day. It might be a while before this lady decides she ever forgives this man and this woman. But for right now, she fears for her safety, as she should. And the fact that he asked for a picture of her in court from the judge, that don't sound good. He was playing games in the court. Oh, I don't know who she is. I need a picture. I don't know this woman. So now he's acting like he's got amnesia. He's a game player. So somebody like this, I would want a restraining order, and I would fear for my safety as well. Because those islands over there, they're not big. They're not big at all. And the woman could be easily found. And I just pray that these people don't do anything else to her, bother her or her family or children. 5 more days until Christmas. Are you ready for the holiday season? Have you done all of your shopping? Number 1. Number 2, will you be shopping up until Christmas Eve? What are you buying? Who are you buying for? Or are some of you saying, the hell with it, I'm not buying anybody anything? I'm going to share a little something with you. I'm going to check out here. I was looking at Facebook a little while ago, and my baby sister obviously is having teenage issues with her daughter, preteen. I don't know what happened because I haven't called to say, hey, what the hell's going on with this Facebook post? But obviously, my sister was venting that she will take all Christmas gifts back because of bad behavior. She says, I am not rewarding any bad behavior. 2 people commented, I agree, I've done it with my kid, blah, blah, blah. And weigh in. I'm going to put that on a poll after this live. How do you feel about your child acting up, being ornery, doing something they're not supposed to be doing? It is the Christmas season. You have bought some gifts. Would you take the gifts back? Or would you hold on to them until their behavior gets better? Weigh in. I cannot wait to call her to ask what her daughter has done. Maybe she's been sassing off, talking back or something. But I get it. You work hard. You're trying to give your kids a decent life. You're buying them gifts. You're paying for amenities for them to live, such as mortgage, rent, water, heat. See, kids don't think about those things. And then they start sassing off, or they're not obeying the rules of the house, or they're doing things they're not supposed to be doing. You are entitled to take away privileges because that's just the way it should be. You don't reward bad behavior. The very reason why we have adults who don't adhere to rules and act out and wild out, because they feel like they're entitled, they can do what they want. We've all done it, done things, said things we shouldn't be doing. But as children, there has to be rules in your house. You have to have rules. I don't believe in that. Let them do what they want. Let them learn. No, honey. They want to go out here and do what they want. Okay, cool. But you step your butt back up in this domain, there are going to be consequences. And this is a time of the year where we should be happy, celebrating with friends, family. This is not the time to be acting a donkey's butt and your parents taking away Christmas gifts. So weigh in. Your children acting up, disobeying rules, would you take away their Christmas gifts? I will be counting down Christmas with you all. Each day I'll try to come on and talk to you all about Christmas, what it means to you. Are you celebrating holidays? How much shopping have you done? How much money have you spent? Do you regret your purchases? Are you taking back gifts from your wayward children? You're not going to give them to them. You're going to hold on to them, or you're going to take them back to the store. Are you hoping for Christmas gifts yourself as an adult? As I told you all, I believe in Christmas giving. I believe in gift giving all the time, 365 days of the year. It does not have to be Christmas. I believe you should think about people just because they're alive and you like them. And that's what people need to understand. You should pay it forward the best that you can, all throughout the year. I'm a giver. I don't mind giving people things. Since I've moved here, I've given a neighbor 3 pillows that I've decided I did not need for my bed because I really don't like a bunch of pillows on my bed. But it's the thought that counts. And the lady said, yes, I could use them. So I was like, hey, Merry Christmas. I set a lamp out there in the hallway, my tripod lamp that was just giving me hell. I decided to get rid of it. I don't mind giving people things, whether it's gently used or brand new. And hell yeah, I'm an adult and I like getting gifts. Why not? Because it's the thought that counts. Somebody thought of me. I don't care if it's lunch, dinner, cup of coffee. They wanted to give me a couple dollars, whatever it is. It's the fact that they thought about me. And that's the way the world should be. Everyone should want someone to think about them. If it's just a phone call, a visit, Somebody wants to take you to lunch, take you to dinner, take you to the movies. It's the thought that counts. Now, naturally, Christmas is about baby Jesus being born, coming to the world to save us, be our salvation. Some of you may not believe in God, Jesus. Well, we'll pray for you because he is real. His son is real. And anything and all things done through Christ are possible. Everything's possible. And life is great when you know Jesus. Not saying every day is going to be a great day, but it helps knowing him. Wicked, hello, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Only had a few visitors today, but it's okay. I just decided to jump on, share a little breaking news, and then also talk about Christmas and the Christmas season. As I told you all, I will be playing Christmas music in the background of these StreamYard videos, you know, because I like the music. I am good, thank you. Glad you're well. I'm just chilling, honey. Beautiful Saturday here in East Tennessee. The mall is packed. As I told most of you, I live near the mall, and it is a lot of people out shopping. I've yet to go to the mall. I rarely go to the mall. If I go, I probably go to the movies because, you know, they do have a movie theater at the mall, and I haven't been to the movies in a long time. I think 2022 was the last time I went to the movies, summer 22. So I need to treat myself to a nice movie. But, you know, last year when I went to the mall, it was around my birthday, I think. I bought some things for my birthday. I bought some costume jewelry. Yeah, well, Christmas and my birthday is when I last went to the mall. I bought some costume jewelry last year for Christmas. And then my birthday, I bought, I think, some jewelry from different stores for my birthday. And as most of you know, my birthday is next month, the end of the month, January 29th. I will be 55 years old. Oh my gosh, it's hard to even say that. Oh, 5 years short of 60. That's how I'm looking at it. Closer to 60 than 50. But anyway, God is good and I'm glad to be alive. But, last minute shopping. Okay. Oh, the girl is packed. I've been looking out. I have a clear view. They're bypassing the mall parking lot. They're over in the other businesses parking lots now. That's how packed it is. But yeah, I'm going to get out Monday when I have a few little funds, and I'm going to make a decision on the coffee maker on Monday. So I'm going to do all my looking in the store papers online today and make a decision on Monday if I'm going to order something online. I might just order a coffee maker online because the coffee makers are cheaper. You know what I'm saying? Online. I just don't really like using, I just don't like ordering stuff online just for identity fraud and all that kind of stuff. But it's just me. I don't like ordering stuff. A lot of people do order online, but they can get your information. Because it did happen to me 4.5 years ago. I ordered a Bluetooth box and they debited my account. Somebody out of Washington State. So that's the reason why I don't like ordering stuff. And I've only ordered, let's see, 2 things. That was summer 21. And then I ordered some parts for my truck in 23. It's only 2 times. And I'll never order anything. Well, what are you buying, Wiccan? What are you looking for in particular? Every day is Christmas to me. That's how I look at life. Every day is Christmas to Queen. I get excited over the smallest of things. And that's just who I am. I did share some videos with you all on my channel. Elderly lady who has dementia. She's getting her house cleared out. Got her house cleared out by this young lady, her and her mother helping her. And I shared that to give you all incentive to clean your houses, get it ready for the new year. You don't need all that stuff in your house. And this lady's buying stuff because naturally she don't remember what she's buying. So her refrigerators, freezers were stuffed with stuff. And perhaps she had a little hoarding problem, before she got dementia. But I'm glad to see this lady and her mom helping her. And I also showed you a video about a cleaner, aesthetic, minimalist look instead of the crowded look of knickknacks and paddywhacks and figurines, and less is more. Nothing wrong with having nice things. Don't get me wrong, because I like nice things too. But too much stuff crowded in a room, such as bookshelves, chest of drawers, stands, all that lined up against the wall like little army men. You don't need all that stuff. That's just my personal opinion. Less is more. Less to clean, less to dust. I don't really even have a lot to clean. This apartment is no different than the last apartment. This apartment is bigger, but I'm not trying to stockpile it with a bunch of damn junk. I still haven't bought any new furniture for the apartment. I'm going to wait until this week to, decide on what I want to try to put in here. But I'm not trying to stockpile no place with a bunch of junk, because I'm not trying to be stumbling over stuff. Just like the power was out the other night, I meant to try to use my other phone to let you all know the power was out, but I just laid in the bed because I didn't feel like moving. But honey, the power was out the other night, and that power was out for 12 damn hours. The power went out after 12 midnight, and that power didn't get on to almost 12:30 the next day. Internet, all that jumped on. That's a long time to stumble around in the damn dark. And that's what I was afraid of. Missing my step, trying to get to the bathroom. And I was like, I ain't got time for this. This is why I've said this before, why you don't need a lot of stuff. In the floor, boxes, shoes, exercise bike. Something happens like a power outage. You don't have no candles, no lighters, anything nearby. You've got to now get up and go look for that stuff. And God forbid you've got stuff in the walkway, beside your bed. You're going to end up falling, hurting yourself. And then you're in there hurt, injured. Who's going to come find you? They don't know you're lying in there bleeding from a head wound or anything. You got to be careful. So this is the very reason why you don't need a lot of stuff in your apartment or your home, because you have to think of a worst case scenario. Power outage. Okay? Will you be able to see your way around your home? Fire. Your apartment house catches on fire. If you have a lot of stuff, guess what? That stuff now has been engulfed. Will you be able to get out? You got to think like that. We've had some serious fires here recently in the city. One person has died. You have to be careful. You have to have a plan. Also, how can I get out of this place if there's a fire? Depending on how your house is made, most rooms are to the back of the house. If there's a fire in the front of the house, do you have access to get your butt out of a window? God forbid, you're 2-level. Are you willing to jump out of a window? You got to think about that kind of stuff. We've got one apartment complex caught on fire. About 15 people displaced the other day. It's serious business. And this is the time of the year where things catch on fire. People leaving stuff on the stove. I think a pan caught on fire. And when it came back, a man was trying to take the grease in the pan to throw outside. But when they were walking from the kitchen, the grease spilled onto, I guess, some furniture, and it ignited. Oh, Lord. And that's how the apartment caught on fire. Oh, my goodness. And then it spread to other units. So this is why you have to be careful with cooking, heating sources. Do not put anything near heaters, heating units, anything that can catch a fire that's made of paper, wood, whatever, sheets, blankets. Don't put any of that stuff near heaters, metal heaters, because metal heaters can also ignite paper, wood, blankets, sheets. That's why they tell you your heater needs to be several feet away from your bed, because when it's directly on the item, it doesn't take long for that item to be engulfed. Ah, thank you, Wicked. Oh, that's so sweet of you. Yes, like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. And also, if you'd like to donate to this great network, we're going to put something in here. How about this? Channel and Christmas donations. If you decide that you want to give Queen something, I'm going to put it right here in the chat. Wicked's out shopping. I miss being a kid because I got great gifts as a kid. I mean, I got awesome gifts. Me and my siblings. We got really nice Christmas gifts. Yeah, if I can just get this apartment straightened out, that would be a wonderful Christmas gift to me. I'm not hurting for anything in particular. I got enough clothes, purses, accessories. I don't care about all that. You know, naturally there's extra things I could use. You can always use some extra winter boots or winter galoshes for the weather or something like that. Another coat or something. You can always use extra underwear, but I'd like to get the apartment settled. I think I'm gonna put a dinette table in here as well. In this space right now where I'm filming with the TV, I think I'm gonna put a dinette table in this space with 2 chairs. And then I'd like a sofa and 2 sitting chairs and a coffee table. And then get me some more artwork and then I'll be done. That's as good as it gets. But you gotta go slow because things do cost. Furniture costs nowadays. Nothing's cheap. Oh, I still don't know what I'm gonna get my son. Hey JH, how are you? Happy holidays, sweetheart. So you don't know what you're gonna get your son. How old is your son? Teenager, small child, adult? Oh, 14. Well, what is he like? Does he like to dress? Electronics? Does he play games? Does he like music instruments? Just don't tell me you're gonna buy him $1,000 iPhone. You missed that earlier. When I was talking about buying children expensive cell phones, I just don't believe in that. That's me personally. Because I see grown people who can't keep up with cell phones. So there's no way I would buy a child $1,000 cell phone. There's no way. Sorry, you get an Android. When you get a job, you go buy an iPhone. That's between you and your pocketbook, but not mine. I don't think a child needs a $1,000 cell phone. That's crazy. He likes electronics and making music on his computer. Oh, okay. Making music. Well, I'd get him something pertaining to music. Maybe some nice speakers or something. Some nice speakers on it, for his computer, a nice headset or something. That'd be nice. He never asked for anything. I asked him what he wants and he says, I don't know. Oh, Lord. Well, he better hurry up. He's got 5 days. He's got 4 days to figure out what he wants, quite frankly. So we say 5 days until Christmas, but 4 days to shop. So you got 4 days to shop, everybody. 4 days to get your gifts in the store. Online, that's a whole different story. Because I'm sure UPS workers, FedEx workers are going to be working overtime trying to get gifts out to people, packages and mail. And also I read something about Amazon not dealing with the American Postal Service. I thought, what the hell is that all about? Well, you've got 4 days to get them something. he likes making music. I get him something, pertaining to music, for the computer. Maybe some nice speakers for the computer. That would be nice. Could he use a new laptop or a new iPad if you can afford it? That'd be nice. I mean, I don't know how old his computer is because those things, they're expensive too. See, the time to buy all that was Black Friday. Anything electronic, Black Friday was the day to get it. But when I was in Walmart the other night, I was passing the TVs because I was on my way to the food section. So I was going through electronics and they had a 50-inch TV. It was $200. That's not bad. So if maybe he needs a new TV or some monitors to do some music, that would be nice. Extra TVs or extra monitors. I don't really know what kids do with music and stuff, but anything dealing with monitors, that might be nice, because he might need extra monitors to look at to make music. I don't really know much about that, but just a suggestion. You're welcome, sweetheart. Oh yeah, new headset. And those headsets, what they call them, earphones, whatever, you can get those anywhere. I always say have a spare. Get him an extra headset for like when he goes somewhere, traveling, if he's riding a school bus or in your car. He has his own headset for the phone, and then I already have another headset for the music and computer, iPad at the house. I always say have a spare. My daddy taught me that. He says a woman should always have a spare pot, pan, dishcloth, silverware. So that's how I am. I buy one set of silverware, then I go buy another set because I always think about what my father told me. A woman should always have a spare. He says men like to go in a woman's home and see she has an assortment of items. My daddy was a trip. But he told the truth, God rest his soul. He's right. You can't cook with one pot. Even when you buy a pot set, they don't sell you one pot, do they? Of course not. They give you a quart size, a small pan, a frying pan. Exactly. So it's the same with your accessories. You don't have just one dish towel, do you? 3 or 4. 4 dish towels is enough. 1 per week to wash, or 2 a week, depending on how often you wash. Queen jumps from subject to subject, so don't mind me. But having a spare is good, just like with your toiletries. You go in the store, if you can afford to buy 2 toothpaste, you buy 2. You don't keep 1 roll of toilet paper around, do you? Of course not. You have a spare. So with electronics, it's the same thing. Especially like doing these lives and stuff, you really need extra everything. You need a spare phone to read content off of, an iPad. That was the reason why I got the iPad, because the fans kept saying that years ago. Oh, you need an iPad, Queen. Because first I had got the computer. It was a gift from a relative. Then somebody kept saying, oh, you need an iPad. You always have an iPad so you have an extra source to read things off of. And that's true. So I always keep 2 phones, an iPad, and then I have a laptop. But the laptop is out of commission because she needs a new cord. And frankly, I need a new laptop. So when I get myself situated in the apartment, going into 2026, I am going to treat myself to a laptop. That is something I am going to get, but I will get her last because I need some furniture and dining table, things like that, to ground the space so my voice don't echo in here. I'll probably need to get a rug in here too, because this is like a hardwood laminate in here, and I need to get something to ground the space. Because let me tell you, when the temperature had dropped recently, baby, even though I'm in a skybox, it was cold in here. So I need something to ground the space and keep it from echoing in here. He knew what he was talking about. What are you saying? He knew about what, honey? Well, he better hurry up and tell Santa what he wants. Because Santa gonna be coming through here shortly. Him and the little reindeer. So he better go ahead and tell Santa what he wants for Christmas. Santa already knows what I want. I got a small list. I need some household items. That's what I need for Christmas. Anything else I can get another time. I like being comfortable. I like being comfortable. I need a lump sum of money. That's what I need to get all the things I want to get. Because naturally, you got to pay people to deliver the items, depending on where I buy the items. Bigger stuff like furniture, you got to pay people. If I pay somebody to pick it up or deliver it, so you got to have money for that. So everything costs. Nothing is free. People don't deliver stuff for free. Well, I'm not going to hold you guys, but I just want to tell you all, please be safe out here shopping, especially if you're out at night. Always know that there are people lurking around looking for an opportunity to rob, assault. So just be aware of your faculties. Don't talk to people at night in the dark, parking lots. Don't go over to vans, cars. Don't allow people to come up and run up on you to talk. You let them know, hey, I need 6 feet. Whatever you have to say, 6 feet. You got to be careful. And you need to also watch when you're coming out of parking lots. Anybody's car that looks familiar as you're pulling out, look through your rearview mirrors and watch the car behind you, okay? If you notice the car when you're coming out, you get in your car, make sure all the doors are locked. I want you to look from side to side, out each window, look at your rear view, who's parked behind you, and what's in front of you. Survey the parking space before you put your car in drive. Then pull out, and if any car that was sitting near you follows you at least a couple of blocks, pull into a gas station. Okay? Pull into a gas station. That car pulls into the gas station and sit there, okay, then you know something ain't right. You call 911. We want to keep everybody safe this holiday season and thereafter. And also be careful shopping online. Make sure you're shopping on a reputable site, and if you need to delete your personal information from that site after you've ordered your items, do that as well, as to keep down any fraud issues. And make sure you talk to your bank too about purchases and things you buy, and let them know, because sometimes some banks you have to tell them, I want to be signed up to anything that looks suspicious, any overt purchases like large sums. Because if you're the type of person you don't buy a lot of things and you don't buy big purchases, alert your bank, because every bank has got their own system about purchases. Just tell them, hey, if you see anything 1,000 or more, 500 or so, alert me, let me know, because that's not me. Everybody's spending habits aren't the same. So just be aware this season. And as I told you, when you're shopping, do not leave your boxes outside of your door, apartment, condo, or house, because this shows neighbors what you have bought. Same for people in apartments, especially when you're walking out throwing that big screen box. People now know you've bought that because they'll see you walking with it to the garbage can or putting it beside the garbage. You need to be careful, because all types of places get broken into. Apartments, homes, doesn't matter. I don't trust anybody. I don't trust a maintenance man, worker, neighbors, because people steal, and even neighbors have thieving relatives. People visited, they might be out the window looking, trying to see what you got, what you're bringing in. So bicycles, scooters, electric scooters, skateboards, all that kind of stuff. Make sure your children bring all those items in after Christmas, thereafter. Don't leave that stuff outside. Don't leave new bicycles and scooters and stuff in the yard, on the lawn, where anybody can drive by, pick it up, bring it in to the garage or the back of the house. You got to be safe, everybody. because kids, kids are disoriented. When they get excited, they're playing with their friends. You may call them in for lunch or dinner. They might leave the scooter or skateboard on the lawn. Well, anybody can just drive up and put it in their car or walk by and take it. So you got to think about all those things. People are brazen anyway. They're coming up to your door taking stuff, your packages, whatever. Coming in yards taking stuff, If they'll steal a car or motorcycle, they don't have a problem stealing a skateboard or electric bike. Just saying. So please be aware of your faculties. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below this video. Follow me on the Newsbreak app. Follow me here on YouTube. Go to my community page for updates, polls. I'm going to put a poll up about buying cell phones for your children. Would you buy your child a $1,000 cell phone? That's going to be my question. And also, I was watching reality TV lately, catching up on my Merits in Medicine, ATL. And I was thinking about Simone. She's one of the cast members, and she was talking to her children this 12th season about paying for everything. They're in college. She got them an apartment, but it's in her and her husband's name. And they seem ungrateful. And the one thing that bothered me is when the son said to her, well, a lot of white kids' parents pay for everything. Why won't you pay for everything? And then later, once we're out of school, we can pay you back and do for you all. Well, the mother and father don't have a guarantee you're going to pay anything back or do anything for them when you become a working adult and productive adult, allegedly. But my thing is, I would have never gotten these kids an apartment. Why your kids can't live like normal college students? Go to college, stay in the dorm, or get an apartment that's on the campus or affiliated with the school, pay a portion of the rent or whatever the rent is, and do what other young people do. Why are you expecting your parents to put you in a lavish apartment and you all aren't even paying the rent or the mortgage because they bought this place? I would have never done it. And then the fact that during a dinner, you're going to tell your mom what other people are doing for their kids, and you're sitting here living in an apartment that you don't even pay for. So what I have to say to myself, if you're not even paying rent or mortgage on the apartment, you and the brother, you're probably not paying the light bill, trash fee, because you're not even keeping the place clean, which was one of the requisites for getting the apartment. The parents said you got to keep the place clean in order to live here. And you can't even do that. I said it when I first watched the episode where they was going to look at the apartment with the property manager, whomever. I said, bad idea. These are young people. Let them get their own apartment like other college kids. College kids all over the United States don't have their parents going to go get them an apartment. You get your lazy ass up and you go get your own apartment. Just the way you would when you cross the stage as a college student. You're going to go apply for your job. Your mommy and daddy are not going to be there. And when you go get you a nice apartment or condo, mommy and daddy aren't going to be there. It's the same thing in college. You go apply for your own apartment, you pay the deposit, and you pay the rent. Because that's what you do. And I think these kids have been coddled. The daddy is more lax. That's another problem. The mother makes the most money because she's an OBGYN. And he even said that. Well, you make a lot of money. He didn't say daddy. He said mom. And I was thinking to myself, see, I knew these kids were honoring. The other brother, he didn't say much. When the things went down during the dinner, he was just shaking his head, covering his face. Because the one brother, the younger brother, he's more outspoken. And he's the one who really showing that he feels self-entitled. His parents owe him and his brother a free life in college. But you two bouncing around from college to college, back and forth, going back home to live. See, I'm not with all that. And see, you have to set the standard for your children before they get out of school. You have to say what you will and won't allow with your children. Hey, you're going to go to college. You're going to study. You're going to follow the rules at that school. You're going to wash your own damn clothes. You're going to get you a part-time job at the school or off the campus. That's what you tell your children. Now, you want to help out along the way? Fine. But your children have to do something to show that they are responsible, because there are children out here who go to college. They don't have any help from their parents. There are no care packages. There's no debit cards, credit cards given to them. There's no money being put in banking accounts. None of that. The mother told the one young son, "You spent $60,000 in 1 year from your bank account, credit card, or whatever." So that goes to show you, that's what? 5,000 a year? I mean, 5,000 a month? The total 60,000. Because 12 times 5 is 60. So 5,000 a month for a young person spending. That's a lot of money. Because you have to ask yourself, what are you spending $5,000 free money on a month as a young person? 20-year-old. What are you spending? If you could waste $5,000 a month on a credit card or money in an account for you, you could be paying rent. And I don't care if you live in Atlanta, New York, or here in Tennessee. $5,000 a month is a lot of money. Free money. Untaxed money. All right, honey. See you later. Thanks for joining me. $5,000, that's a lot of money for a young person who's not paying any bills. No rent. If you're not paying a car note, mortgage, rent, lights, gas, water. You see where I'm going? So I blame Simone and her husband for coddling the kids and letting it get to that point to where you went and got an apartment for them, and your stipulations was they were supposed to keep the apartment clean. They don't want to keep it clean. Well, they didn't keep it clean, won't empty the trash. So common sense will tell you, if a young man won't empty his own trash can, won't wipe off the countertops, won't clean the bathroom, won't make up his bed, throwing stuff all around the apartment, a free apartment, why are they going to adhere to anything? They're not. Because you have allowed them to get in this position to where they feel, even though I've got this free apartment for a little while, one gets to stay for a year without paying bills, the other one 2 years, however it go, they don't even want to keep the apartment clean. So to me, they're not going to be responsible when they get their own place and have to pay rent. But that's the whole point. If they sign up for their own apartment, put their name on the lease, they want to wreck it, don't clean, wipe the toilets, empty the trash, that's on them. But it wouldn't be on my dime. I'm not getting ready to give you money for an apartment that you don't keep clean. I'm not getting ready to go rent or buy an apartment or condo for you to stay in and you don't keep clean. Hell no. And then you're going to tell me what other people are doing? Well, the white kids' moms and dads are paying for everything. That's some white kids' parents. Every kid that's white that goes to college, their mom and daddy ain't paying for everything. Because a lot of people just don't have that kind of money to pay college tuition, books, activity fee, dorm fee, car note, car insurance, gas, amenities. I want people to think about that. You think about everything you pay for every month for yourself. Now imagine paying for 2 children the same damn thing. I refuse to believe that both boys are sharing the same car. Because he even talked about that. Oh, the Jeep is getting old. And the mom's like, yeah, it's an old Jeep. I'm tired of hearing it too. But the point is, who's going to buy a new car? Or SUV? Exactly. The mama. Because she makes more money than the dad. They live a good life. But what you always have to remember about getting help from people, it does not last always. Yes, very entitled. You cannot expect people to always foot the bill. I don't care if they're treating you out to dinner, lunch. You should know there's going to be a day he or she can't treat you. They don't have the money. Same thing with being a child. You cannot expect your parents to pay for everything in college. To me, it's unacceptable. I don't care if the parents are wealthy. I don't care. You're still not learning to be responsible. To think somebody's going to pay all of your tuition, pay for you an apartment, pay for you a car, and you do absolutely nothing but just breathe. Now, there are probably some children in America who have this luxury of calling mommy and daddy to put money in their bank account for amenities, and they don't work, and they're driving a free car note, insurance free, gas free, groceries free. They got an apartment that's free. Do you know how much money that is a month? And that's not including what the parents pay for their own livelihood. Don't set your kids up for failure. Because let me tell you what's going to happen with these two. If they don't get it together, these sons, they'll be right back at that house living with Simone and her husband, Cecil. And they were talking about that in the episode I watched last night. I guess you may have to come back home, even though we don't want you to come back home. We're enjoying our freedom. But how's it freedom when you're paying for a whole apartment? That's not freedom. So they ended up having an argument. The son walked off, the younger son. The mother, she cussed and hollered, walked off too. And I think it's honorary of a child to say, I'm tired of this discussion, and walks away from the dinner table. Well, good. Since you're tired of listening to me talk about this free life I've given you, see how you make it without my money. That's what I would have said. Oh, you want to get up from the dinner table because you're tired of listening to me talk about this subject? Okay, good. I will be going to the apartment and removing your shit out of there because that's my house too. And oh, by the way, you can't come back to this house to live since you don't want to hear what I have to say. See, you have to teach people how to treat you. Because you're talking about young men in their 20s, mid-20s, and one that's in the mid-20s, the older son, he's getting too old to still be depending on his parents to pay for anything. All because he wanted to take off from college, come back home, slough off. No, go to college, finish the schooling, go get your ass a job. You don't go home to take off from school. To do what? To do what? I get it. Sometimes kids, they get a little exhausted. 12 years of school, they go to college. Maybe it's not working for them. Maybe they miss home. But see, you're still coddling your kid because you're telling them, oh, yeah, come on back. The next thing you know, it's year 1, year 2, year 5. You got a mid-20-year-old, 25-year-old still living in your house. No. And a lot of you have made comments on my channel when I talked about the polls I put about having adult kids live in your house. A lot of you say, oh, I don't care about my adult kid living with me. You're only saying that because of one or two reasons. Either you're lonely or you can afford to have a grown-ass kid in your house. But I'm going to tell you, you look up and have a 30-year-old in your house that ain't doing nothing. I don't care if he or she works or not. They don't need to be in your house. And that's my public opinion. There's no reason for a 30-year-old man or woman to be living with their mother or father. And that bullshit about, oh, my mom, my dad is sick. I've heard that excuse too. And this is what I say about that. Who's taking care of your mother and father while you're holding down an 8-hour job? Because you can't say, oh, I stay with my mom and dad because they're sick. But yet you have a full-time job. Well, who's taking care of your parent while you're at work? Exactly. See, Queen is not a dodo bird. You're not taking care of your parent if you're at a job working 8-10 hours. Well, then who's at home with your parent then? I'm just saying. And then you look at this case of the Reiners. They were taking care of a drug-addicted mental patient who unalived them viciously. They should have left that boy alone. And now that we see how dangerous he is, he didn't have no business even being in the company of anybody with 2 feet. Point blank. But in the end, as I said, even a mental person still has to be around somebody, whether they're in a facility, a jail, halfway house, rehab, group home. They're going to be around somebody. And the result could have still been the same. That's my commentary. If you'd like to donate to this great network, Christmas donations, whatever you like to keep this channel going, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. Stickers and chats are always welcome during the live stream. Happy holidays, everybody. Thank you so much. Lisa, thank you. Merry Christmas to you too, honey. Thank you so much. God bless all of you. You have been listening to the Vault Excel. I'll be back later on this weekend and we can continue the conversation about Christmas giving, buying gifts, what to buy, not to buy. Take the poll. Your child is acting up this Christmas. Do you take back the Christmas gifts to the store and your child gets no gifts from you or anybody else? Weigh in. I'm going to post that poll after this live. Thank you for your time. You've been listening to the Vault Excel. Thank you.